Let's talk about what it feels like to be with an emotionally mature and safe man, because I know that so many of us don't really know how that feels. And I want you to have an idea of what it should feel like when you move into dating and the feelings that a man that is emotionally mature and safe will make you feel. Okay. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Fareen. I was a former lawyer. I am now a coach for women, successful women that are looking to move into their feminine energy. And I teach you how to relate to masculine energy men and how to restore like the dynamic in a relationship. We can be successful, you can be a lawyer, you can be a physician, but that doesn't mean that you should lose your feminine energy. And feminine energy is not weak. In fact, the more you are in your feminine energy, which is your God-given essence, the more that you're going to become wealthy and you're going to attract everything to you. And in my work, I really stress inner work because you cannot like move into your feminine energy without undoing all the blocks and the programming and all that stuff that gets in the way that keeps us from wearing this mask to protect ourselves, essentially. Really showing up vulnerably and as your authentic self takes work because we've gone through so much conditioning from when we were a little girl and even in the workforce, having to prove ourselves. I know even for myself, coming online is it's been a challenge because I know that a lot of women that teach what I teach, they're masculine in their energy, and a lot of women resonate with masculine energy. Whereas when a feminine woman actually is teaching feminine embodiment, a lot of times women can get very triggered. I understand the fear of showing up as your natural essence because you can get a lot of hate for showing up radiant and showing up as yourself. And so I just want to give you permission that the right people are going to be gravitated towards you. And really, in order to have a healthy relationship, it's really important to nurture your feminine essence and trust that the right man is going to like embrace that part of you, even though he might not know how to show up. And I can get into that in future videos in terms of like how to teach a man to like nurture your feminine essence because oftentimes, and it's not really a man's fault either, he's not had a mother that's feminine. And, maybe in his previous relationships, he's not had women that actually show up in their feminine. So he's had women that are very masculine in their energy and they've pursued him, etc. And it's got into his ego. And so when a feminine woman comes and she has standards and high self-worth, etc., he doesn't know how to like deal with it. And so I can do a separate video on that or maybe a masterclass. You guys let me know what you need and I'll do my best to be there for you. Now, being with an emotionally safe man, an emotionally mature man is really a good feeling. But here's the thing. And I know that those of you guys that follow me, it's super annoying because I always go back to inner work, but it's an inside thing. So a man is only going to reflect and mirror to you your emotional state, and a relationship is going to do that. So, if you feel unsafe inside your own body, you feel anxious, depressed, unhappy, you don't feel good with yourself, well, your relationships and the men that you attract are going to mirror that which you feel inside yourself, and they're going to amplify it because that's really just what a relationship is. A relationship amplifies the state that you have within yourself and is like grounds for further healing. That's the whole point of a relationship, which is really great. And it's kind of like a mirror. And so if you feel good within and you feel safe within and you feel happy within and you feel comfortable being single and you don't need anybody outside of yourself to validate you because you've learned how to do this with yourself. And in my course and in my book, you'll learn how to do that in Secrets of the Feminine Woman. So if you know how to do that, then what's going to happen is you're going to attract men that are only going to be able to do that back for you. So the relationship is going to feel really good. An emotionally safe man makes you feel beautiful, makes you always feel safe and secure and comfortable. So an emotionally safe man is always going to want to make sure that you feel comfortable. And he's going to make mistakes because again, relationship skills take time and they are the realm of the feminine, not necessarily the realm of the masculine. The masculine learns from the feminine. So the more embodied you become, the more that you're going to attract masculine men. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to know how to show up right away. Like they're going to make mistakes. But one thing that an emotionally safe man is going to do is going to put his ego aside, and he's always going to make sure that you feel comfortable with everything that he's doing. And if he makes a mistake, he's going to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And like, he's going to do whatever he can to correct it. When a man makes you feel safe, a lot of times women can like correlate that to boring. And this is how you also know you have a lot of inner work to do, because when we don't have safety wired in our nervous system, we can get bored of men that make us feel safe because we constantly want this like dopamine rush, or we want excitement, we want the bad boy. Here's the thing with emotionally safe men, and this is something to keep in mind, because if you're the feminine, you're going to also reflect this to a man. And this is where the attraction is going to come from. There's still an edge to healthy masculine energy men, meaning they're gonna make you feel safe. They're gonna be all about you. You're never gonna have to question that they're attracted to other women, or, they want to be with another woman. They're never gonna cheat. They're very loyal. However, they also have their own mission. They have their own purpose. And that is attractive. This is what is attractive to feminine women, because a masculine energy man, an embodied man that we are seeking, that type of man, when he finds the right woman, he's completely devoted to that woman. However, he has his own interests. He is able to speak up for himself. He's not going to let you be in like your worst state either. So there's going to be checks and balances in the relationship. You're going to hold him accountable and he's going to hold you accountable. That doesn't mean that the relationship doesn't feel safe. It feels safe. And safety, meaning you know that he's sure of you. He absolutely wants to be with you. He doesn't want to be with anyone else. He always thinks you're beautiful. You don't have to do all this to get the attention of a masculine energy man, because he's going to think you're beautiful with oil in your hair, with your hair in a bun, without makeup and sweats. In fact, I am very, very low key and casual around, my stepkids and my husband. Like, I don't dress up very often because I like to be very comfortable. But a man that's healthy in his energy is going to make you feel safe to show up as your most comfortable self. You're not going to have to doll up all the time unless you want to. And they're going to be also very supportive in anything that you want to do. And so a man is never going to put your looks down. If you want to change your hair color from one color to another, even if he has a preference, he's not going to really say it to you, because he's going to prioritize your well being. And so if you want to go from blonde to dark because you're prioritizing the hair of your health, even if he likes blonde, let's say, he's going to be comfortable with whatever you decide to do, because he's going to prioritize your well being and he thinks you're beautiful no matter what. If you have smaller breasts, he's still going to think you're beautiful. If you want to have plastic surgery to get bigger breasts, and I had a conversation with a woman about this the other day, where she has like smaller breasts and she loves bigger breasts. And she told her partner, and he was like, yeah, you should do it. So a healthy man is going to support you in that he's going to want you to do whatever makes you feel happy, but he's never going to push it. And he's always going to like side with your most natural self. So he's never going to want you to alter yourself unless it's something you really, really want to do. And you're always going to feel attractive and beautiful, even if you've gained 10 pounds. In all of your fluctuations, he's going to make you feel like you're the most beautiful woman in the world. And that is really what you want. Emotional safety also comes first from the woman. So if you are shallow, if you are surface level, if you keep things on the surface and you don't know how to go deeper, and I encounter this a lot with a lot of the women I speak with and work with around the world, where they don't want to go deep, right? And it's really important to go deep, because that is your femininity and that's being vulnerable. And a man connects with your emotions and your vulnerability. And so if you don't know how to be like vulnerable and in a high value way, so you don't want to dump your feelings, but if you don't know how to be vulnerable and open, then how can a man be emotionally available? So as usual, always make sure that you look within before you make any sort of judgment with a man being emotionally unavailable, because it always stems from us first. But a man that is emotionally safe, he's going to communicate that he loves you. So men that are emotionally safe will always communicate their feelings. They will always let you know where they stand, and they're not going to leave any room for doubt in terms of, well, like, how does she perceive that I feel about her? A man that is emotionally safe is never going to make you question how he feels about you because he always wants to make sure that you know because he doesn't want to lose you and he doesn't want you to feel uncomfortable. Safety is really, really important for masculine energy men. They want to make sure that the woman they are with feel comfortable, feel safe. He's going to be consistent and he's always going to move the relationship forward. So even if he doesn't know how to do certain things in terms of he has to learn you, it's really important for a man to learn you. It's not going to happen overnight. Although initially a man is going to know what to do. And in What Men Want in my book, I talk about masculine energy men and how they show up in the courting phase. And it's really essential as a woman to show up in the way that I communicate in the book because that is what masculine energy men are drawn to, and they will commit if a woman shows up in that way. But after that, as things solidify, a man has his own fears and he might not know how to approach certain situations because, again, every woman is different. And so those are skills that you'll teach him just by being your natural self. I don't mean by being a therapist or a coach, just by being your natural self. He's going to learn what you like versus what you don't like. And so if you're able to show up in this way, then what's going to happen is a man is going to naturally just want to move the relationship forward. And so anytime a man is not like moving things forward, he's not consistent. And here's the thing, consistency doesn't happen in a month. And if you are going out with a man and it's been 4 days, let's say it's been a month, and you're already so like head over heels for him, you're not going to get that safety from him because safety takes time to build. He doesn't know you. That is something that happens over a period of time. And you can't expect a man to show up emotionally safe in a few dates because you have to understand that he's also dating other women. So if you do the work within yourself, you're going to show up in a way that presents safety to a man as well, because a man also needs to feel safe with a woman. He needs to feel that, she's not going to get mad all the time. She's self-sufficient, she's secure. And if earlier on you're showing up needy and you're getting mad at him all the time, well, you're not safe. And so if you're not safe, then he can't give you what you need. So it's always a dance with the masculine and the feminine. Overall, how it should feel is you're going to feel stable. You're not going to have doubts in your mind. It's going to feel consistent. There's going to be consistent dates week to week. It's going to be progressive, meaning a healthy man is not going to message you all the time. He's not going to move really quickly because, again, he's also trying to determine what is right for him and he's secure. So, if he's secure, he's going to take his time into getting to know a woman. And when we're not secure, we're trying to lock things down very quickly. And so, you always want to look at like the trajectory of where the relationship is going and a man that is really interested in you. And again, it always comes back to us. We don't want to man bash. We want to see how we're showing up. Like, it's really important to do that. I don't believe in man bashing. I believe in looking at oneself. And for me, I primarily speak to women. That's why I'm focused on you as the woman. I'm not focused on the man because I'm a coach for women. Even though I have like sessions with the men, I primarily coach one-on-one with women. So that's why it might seem like, well, I'm focusing on the woman. Well, you're who I'm speaking to. So if a man is experiencing the same thing where he's meeting women that are emotionally unavailable, etc., well, he also has to do the inner work on himself to see, well, how is he showing up, right? It works both ways. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you resonated from in this video. And as always, if you need to speak with me, you can always book a call. The inner work course is like the foundation of inner work. And there's beliefs that I talk about in that course and how to integrate them. It is absolutely foundational that you do that work on yourself so that you can have a healthy, fulfilling life and you can attract the partner that you want. And I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.